IQCIVILS IAS Academy, a great coach transforms life. Today we are going to cover a very important topic which belongs to static portion as well as current affairs of UPSC, CSC as well as all other state services examination, and the name of that topic is ocean acidification. It is in current affairs as well. That's why I am covering this topic. This topic will be covered by me, Dr. Sachin Kadam, faculty at IQCIVILS IAS Academy, Guwahati. This is about IQCIVILS IAS Academy Guwahati's credentials. We are running many training programs for the students under government sponsorship in Assam, in collaboration with Assam Administrative Staff College. So you can be rest assured about the quality and content available at IQCIVILS IAS Academy Guwahati. This is the Google review given by the students to our academy, and it says everything about the academy, how it is more student friendly and exam oriented IAS and APSC academy for UPSC in Guwahati subjects. So what exactly ocean acidification and Arctic ice? If you remember, in last lecture we spoke about IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So in that we spoke about how climate change is happening. Just a short introduction to climate change. What exactly happens when we burn fossil fuel, right? When you are burning fossil fuel, because of the burning of fossil fuels, CO2 is released. When CO2 is released, concentration of CO2 in atmosphere increases, and when the concentration of CO2 in atmosphere increases, it leads to increase in average temperature of earth. We call that global warming. Okay, and there is one more impact of increased CO2 concentration in our atmosphere, and that another aspect of CO, it is ocean acidification. Okay, so ocean acidification is caused by the increase of the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere, as well as there are many other reasons. We will look into them in detail, but remember, increased concentration of CO2 is not only about global warming, is not only about greenhouse effect, is not only about climate change, it is also about ocean acidification. So I can simply say the ocean acidification is also caused by the increased concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere, that is because of the greenhouse gas. But only one greenhouse gas is responsible for ocean acidification, that is CO2. Now, why ocean acidification was in news, or why Arctic ice was in news? So a team of researchers has flagged changing chemistry of western region of the Arctic Ocean after discovering acidity levels increasing 3 to 4 times faster than ocean waters elsewhere. So again, for your information, there are major oceans on earth. One is Pacific Ocean. We call Pacific Ocean as the largest ocean in the world. Second is Atlantic Ocean, second largest ocean in the world. You can check out the location of these two oceans in the world map. Then third is Indian Ocean. This is third largest ocean in the world. And fourth is Arctic Ocean or Arctic Sea. Sometimes we call it sea also. Arctic Ocean. And fifth is Southern Ocean. This Southern Ocean is located at the South Pole, that is Antarctica. Arctic Ocean is at the North Pole. Indian Ocean is spread between Africa and Australia, and to the north of the Indian Ocean, Asia is present, including India, and to the south, Southern Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is located between the four continents. At one side, North America, South America; on other side, your Europe and Africa. Okay, and Pacific Ocean is located between American two continents of America, North America and South America at one side, and on other side you will find Australia, Asia, these two continents. So out of these, they are saying कि acidity level in the waters of Arctic Ocean is increasing, and because the acidity level in the Arctic Ocean is increasing. Because of that, there was a news which is related to ocean acidification. So ocean acidification and Arctic ice, a team of researchers has flagged changing chemistry of western region of the Arctic Ocean after discovering acidity levels increasing 3 to 4 times faster than ocean waters elsewhere. So compared to all other four oceans, the ocean acidification levels in the Arctic Ocean are more. Now why so? We will go one by one. First, we will understand the chemistry behind ocean acidification. Okay? So they are telling the story in two format. In first format, this is the condition during 1800, and second is this is the condition during 2100. Okay, so what was happening in 1800? Lower concentration of atmospheric CO2. Concentration of CO2 in atmosphere was low. So this atmospheric CO2 will mix up in the ocean water. After mixing in the ocean water, to see CO2 and there is ocean water, so we call that H2O. These two will react with each other and it will lead to the formation of H2CO3. Here you can see. So one acid is formed by the chemical reaction between carbon dioxide and water. We call that carbonic acid. Clear? Then after formation of this acid, what happens? Ki these two H2CO3, out of these H2CO3, what happens? At one point you will find H positive and on other side you will find HCO3 negative. Here you can see H positive and HCO3 negative. And remember, when the concentration of hydrogen ions, that is H positive ions, in any liquid increases, we say कि pH of that water is decreasing, and decrease in pH means increase in acidity. Okay, this is the pH scale. You can see 7 is neutral, beyond 7 it is basic, and below 7 it is acidic. So when there is less concentration of CO2, that is during 1800, pH of ocean water was more than 8, and when in 2100, because of the increased concentration of CO2, the pH of ocean water is below 8, means ocean waters are, their pH is reducing. Why their pH is reducing? Because of the increase in the concentration of hydrogen ions. So what is happening? pH reduction in pH means increase in acidity. So ocean is acidifying. Is that clear to everyone? The chemistry behind the acidification of the ocean, how exactly acids are formed, how exactly bicarbonate ions are formed, and it leads to the release of free hydrogen ions. Clear? This is one concept behind ocean acidification. Fine. There are many things that happen in ocean acidification. What tell you what other things happen when it comes to ocean acidification. Impact of ocean acidification is or can also be felt on sea animals. Impact of ocean acidification on calcium containing animals. What is the impact? We will check it out and then we will go ahead. In image format only we will discuss this. This image we are done. Now we will go through this image. One image. Okay, and there is another image. No, it is regarding sounds. No, we need acidification. Yes. So one impact of ocean acidification is increase in the pH, sorry, decrease in the pH of the ocean water, that is increase in the acidification or acid levels in ocean water. Okay, here you go. This is carbon dioxide CO2. It reacted with water and it formed H H2CO3 ions, right? Carbonic acid steals carbonate needed by some marine organisms for their shells. So now this carbonic acid will convert into H positive, two H positive ions and CO3 negative ions. Now these CO3 negative ions will react with the H positive and they will form HCO3 negative. Now normally this HCO3 is required by mussels, urchins. This is also required by clams. This is also required by corals to form their body. But now this CO3 is being used by the H positive ions, right? And by using this CO3, these H positive ions are forming two HCO3 negative ions. No? Originally it was H2CO3 negative or H2CO3. It led to the formation of H positive and HCO3 negative. Now this H positive will react with this CO3 negative and it will lead to the formation of HCO3 negative ions. So two bicarbonate ions are formed now, and while forming these two bicarbonate ions, this hydrogen used carbonate available in the ocean water, which should be used by corals, clams, urchins and mussels. It is absorbed by the hydrogen ions from the carbonic acid and that lead to the formation of bicarbonate ions. So this way animals whose body is made up of shells, whose body is made up of calcium, these animals will not be able to form their bodies. So these animals will die, or you can simply say the bodies of these animals will dissolve in ocean water. Why they will dissolve? Because this H positive ion will steal carbonate. This H positive ion will steal carbonate needed by some marine organisms for their shells. Clear? So this is about, there are two impacts of the ocean acidification. One impact is decrease in pH, that is increase in ocean acidity, and second, because of the increased ocean acidity, because of the formation of carbonic acid, because of the release of carbonate ions and hydrogen ions, bodies of the animals, sea animals who contain calcium or calcium carbonate, their bodies will dissolve and they will die. So ocean acidification can also kill animals who contain calcium carbonate in their body. Clear? So this is why ocean acidification was in news, because the average increase in the uh, acidity in Arctic Ocean is more compared to all other oceans. What is ocean acidification? CO2 reacts with water and it leads to the formation of carbonic acid, that leads to the formation of free hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion, and this free hydrogen ion will react with the CO3, that is carbonate ions present in the water, and they will form two bicarbonate ions, and this way pH of the water will reduce, acidity of the water will increase, as well as bodies of the animals containing shells will dissolve. This is one thing. Now you should know what is Arctic Ocean first. So this is the Arctic Ocean. This is the line drawn by them. Okay, what is the line? This is the line. So in this you can see Alaska of USA has a coastline to Arctic Ocean. Russia has a coastline to Arctic Ocean. Then Finland has the coastline to Arctic Ocean. Sweden has coastline to Arctic Ocean. Norway also has coastline to Arctic Ocean. Ireland, it belongs to Denmark. So it also, Denmark also has coastline to Arctic Ocean. Greenland, that belongs to Denmark, and Ireland is a separate country. So Ireland, Denmark, and again Canada and USA. So you can see 1 Canada, 2 USA, 3 Russia, 4 Finland, 5th Sweden, 6th Norway, and 7th Denmark. These are the 7 countries that border Arctic Ocean. Okay, is that clear? So the average increase in the acidity of the Arctic Ocean is more compared to all other ocean. That was the news, and that's why I explained you ocean acidification. Now about ocean acidification, now you already know all these things are reduction in the pH of the ocean over an extended period of time is known as ocean acidification. Primary cause of ocean acidification is uptake of CO2 from the atmosphere. What are the impact? Harmful to life forms relying on carbonate based shells and skeleton. It alters marine food chain, as well as when the ocean becomes acidic, it will kill those animals who contain shells, but it can also kill those animals which do not contain shell, but their survival is dependent on the pH of water, and pH of water is decreasing, and there will be some animals which are very sensitive to the pH level of the water. If pH increases, then also they will die. If pH decreases, then also they will die. So in this way, these animals will die, and death of these animals will lead to the destruction of the marine food chain. The ocean acidification is not at all good for the marine ecosystem or marine living organisms. Okay, now because now you know what is ocean acidification. Now you should know what about Arctic region. You already know this. Geographic region spreading around the North Pole, generally defined as the area within the Arctic Circle, a line of latitude of about 66.5 degree north of the equator. What is the significance of Arctic? Number one, melting of ice due to climate change, making region more accessible for economic exploitation such as oil and gas reserves, metals and minerals. Second impact is possibilities to open northern sea route as a new trade route. These two are positive things. Third, it will help circulate world's ocean currents. And fourth, characterized as world's climate change barometer. This is very important. In your prelims, they can ask you which of the following region is known as the climate change barometer. Your answer will be Arctic Ocean. Okay, so these are the impact. Out of these there are negative impacts also, which are not given here. If the melting of the ice happens in Arctic Ocean, negative impact will include number one, increase in sea level, and if sea level increases, it will lead to the submergence of the coastal areas and coastal agricultural lands, coastal cities. Second impact will be change in weather patterns. We are already experiencing that. Ice in Arctic Ocean plays a very important role in managing weather pattern, or in managing monsoon or different types of rainfall in different areas. That will also change, so that is a problem. Third will be, it will have negative impact on the rainfall all over the world. In some case it can be positive impact, in some case it can be negative impact, but in most of the cases the impact on rainfall will be negative. Clear? So these are the negative impacts of the melting of ice in Arctic region. New study told us that the average concentration of acid or ions responsible for acidification is increasing in the Arctic Ocean or in the Arctic region. Clear? Now what are the stakes of India in Arctic region? Now I want you to answer one question. How many countries have direct border to Arctic Ocean? How many countries border Arctic Ocean? मैंने अभी भी नाम बताए थे. I will repeat the name again. So first country will be USA. Second will be Russia. Third will be Canada. Fourth will be Finland, which became a member of NATO recently. Fifth will be Sweden. Sixth will be Denmark. and seventh will be Norway. India also has the stakes in Arctic region. What are the stakes of India in Arctic region? So Arctic research program since 2007 with several expedition undertaken till date. That includes, I will tell you, just a minute. We will go to the So since 2007, India is running many expeditions or research programs in Arctic region. This is first thing. Second, India unveiled its first Arctic policy. Third, this is first, this is second, third. India is one of the observer of the Arctic Council. There are total 8 countries in Arctic Council, but India is observer, not the member. And Indian Arctic Station Himadri is located at Norway, and it serves as a hub of Indian scientific investigation since 2008. So we will just go through exploration by India. Okay, history of or Arctic expeditions launched by India. Its Arctic policy. Here you can see it is this Arctic investigation or Arctic policy is run by Ministry of Earth Science. Okay, India's Arctic policy would play an essential role in preparing the country for a future where humankind's biggest challenges like climate change can be addressed through collective will and effort. Okay, it is Ministry of Earth Science, just remember, and we are exploring Arctic since 2007. Research stations of India. You already know that. It's only Himadri. Himadri is the only research station of India in Arctic region. Just remember that. Okay, we are going ahead. So this is about ocean acidification. This is about Arctic region. This is about India in Arctic. Now related information. What is GOAON? So remember, it is a global ocean acidification observing network. GOAON, Global Ocean Acidification Observing Network. It is a collaborative international network established in 2012. What is the aim of this network? To detect and understand the drivers of ocean acidification in estuarine, coastal, open ocean environments, the resulting impact on marine ecosystems, and to make the information available to optimize modeling studies. So the objective of Global Ocean Acidification Observing Network is to study the impact of ocean acidification on the estuaries, on the coastal areas, on the open ocean ecosystems. Okay, what is Arctic amplification? See, you already know that the average rate of acidification of Arctic Ocean is more compared to other oceans. In the same way, Arctic is heating up 4 times as fast as rest of the world due to Arctic amplification. So rate of heating of Arctic is also more. So rate of acidification of Arctic is more. Rate of heating of Arctic is more. Okay, as Arctic amplification. What is Arctic amplification? Enhancement of near surface air temperature change over Arctic relative to lower latitudes. What are the causes of Arctic amplification? Number 1, global warming. Number 2, ice albedo feedback. Number 3, lapse rate feedback. Number 4, water vapor feedback. And number 5, ocean heat transport. These are the reasons for the Arctic amplification. So acidification and amplification and heating rate of the Arctic Ocean is more compared to all other oceans. What will be the impact? Obviously, it will affect the fauna, that is animals of this region such as polar bears, whales and seals. It would open up new sea routes, and wherever human goes, it brings environmental disruption. Then it would facilitate further extraction of natural resources, which is not good actually, because when you start extracting natural resources, it ultimately impacts negatively on the ecosystem, on the environment, and on the ecology. Okay, zombie ice or doomed ice. It is, remember, zombie ice from massive Greenland ice sheet will eventually raise global sea level by at least 10 inches. So if they ask you, in case they ask you कि zombie ice is located where, so it is located in Greenland, and Greenland is part of the Denmark. Okay, it is part of the Denmark. Then it's the ice that is still attached to thicker areas of ice but is no longer getting fed by those larger glaciers because parent glaciers are getting less replenishing snow. So this ice should not melt because of the global warming. We are going ahead. So what is Arctic amplification? It is more important for your prelims and less important for your mains. Number one by one, if we observe, rise in air temperature at Earth's surface leads to melting of sea ice and snow. That leads to, because see, when ice is there, so it reflects all the sunlight. So Earth absorbs less solar radiation, so the average temperature of Earth will be less. But as soon as ice converts into water, now water will not reflect all the sunlight, water will absorb some sunlight and it will reflect some sunlight. So average heat of the water will increase now. So less reflection, more absorption. That leads to warming of the upper ocean layer, and that leads to larger energy flows. Okay, or here you can see warming of the lower atmosphere through back radiation from more aerosol particles in the atmosphere, more haze and cloud, and warming of the lower atmosphere through back radiation from atmosphere to surface. This is Arctic amplification. Now see, all other oceans except Southern Ocean, all other oceans do not contain any ice cover. Arctic Ocean contains ice cover. And when global warming happens, the ice cover of the Arctic Ocean melts, and melting of the ice cover of the Arctic Ocean leads to the more heating of the Arctic Ocean. We call that Arctic amplification, the dynamics of global warming. What is the Arctic Report Card 2022? It is released by US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration annually since 2006. It is a peer-reviewed source that provides an up-to-date environmental information on Arctic. What are the key highlights of the report? Number one, Arctic continues to warm more than twice as fast as rest of the globe. We call that Arctic amplification. Persistent summer sea ice due to cooler surface waters and north winds at Chukchi Sea. It is your responsibility to check out where exactly this Chukchi Sea is located. Okay, so this is all about Arctic acidification, sorry, ocean acidification. In next lecture, we will discuss about international conferences, conventions and initiatives. In that, we will discuss United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. We will also discuss about the Stockholm Conference. We will also discuss about the Stockholm 50 plus conference, and we will also solve some questions which are important for your preliminary examinations in UPSC CSC 2023. So that will be done in next session or in next class. Stay tuned on YouTube channel of IQ Civils IAS Academy, and don't miss any lecture of mine from now onward, because now I am coming up with the regular lectures for the prelims 2023. So remember, we are starting new batches from 10th April and 19th of April, offline as well as online. So don't forget to register yourself on these numbers so that you can get your content, get your seat booked, and you can enjoy best quality UPSC and state services coaching at IQCIVILS IAS Academy, Guwahati. Clear? So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon after this video. Bye bye.